Good morning, everybody.
Yes, good morning. Welcome back.
It might be afternoon for some of you, but we are in the morning time for us, and we are here again. So welcome to glad to have you all today. Yeah, I see everything is still going. I guess the crypto market down. No, crypto market is down, but still NFTs are still doing fairly well overall from where they were at even last week. And so I think we've been talking about it. As far as people are still buying NFTs, even when the market is down, I think it's important that if you're looking for one of the projects and you still know it's a good project, this might be your opportunity. But a lot of them haven't dropped a lot. I mean, the value wise, as far as if you're just buying some crypto to try to buy some of these things, you're in a better position. But overall, some of the projects that we've definitely been in are still, if they're 10 ETH, they're still 10 ETH. If they're 5 ETH, they're still 5 ETH, and so forth. It's just the cost of what the Ethereum is currently at. So, but glad you guys are here again.
Yeah. Like saying a lot of value there. Most people just trying to watch out for the scams and protect themselves right about now. So,
I mean, these doggone. But you couldn't. Scammers are scammers for a reason. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's their name. That they are getting better and better at. But you have to really think about it. I know we look at it a lot, even in the crypto aspect, but same thing is happening in the regular world. You look at identity theft; it's the same thing. It's just that scammers have got a new idea or a new thing that they can actually scam on, and then without it being a bunch of regulation in as far as with the crypto aspect, some of them are having a field day, and it's sickening when you start seeing people who are losing, $300,000, $1 million worth of NFTs that they've worked hard to get those particular NFTs, but that's part of scammers being scammers. So. Right, let me go ahead and start sharing the screen here. Make sure I got the screen going. And let's talk about the scammers.
Yep, this was a major one this week in the NFT marketplace. Opensea investigating a phishing hack. Yeah, so some people were getting hacked this weekend. Emails went out. People didn't actually check to see if maybe it was actually Opensea. Instead of it being .io, it could have been .com, .xzy, anything. And so there was some hacks of about 1.7 million so far was the reported number, and it may actually be higher than that. Who knows? There's been a lot of hacks going on with Opensea. Like she said, scammers are going to be scammers. If you can go scam something and make $100,000, $50,000 off of that item that quick, they're going to do it until some type of protection is put in place. We've even seen some people, they're going to start doing some lawsuits. So trying to protect themselves and see what they can do, because everything's on the blockchain, but it also gives you that mechanism of the recording. So you can verify that you owned it. So now you have to try to take the steps of who can you go through to now recover your funds or your losses. And so you're going to see a lot of that start happening as well, but people taking steps to do that. But definitely you have to be careful when you're definitely on OpenSea or any site trying to mint some of these projects. You just don't know. Some people are changing and hacking Discords and changing websites. So you have to be very vigilant in where you are connecting your wallet to. Even if links are putting out there, you're going to have to re-verify those links in instances, just because people are, like I said, they can hack a Discord into their official Discord. It can seem official, but it still not be.
Yeah, and I know we were even on our we were meeting with our group last night. We were kind of talking about some security things For one, it's like I think it's important, as far as when you have a bunch of items, you need to get your items somewhere on some type of form. I don't care where you're going to start logging with the stuff that you have, because half the time it's like, what do you even know what you have in your wallet? And when you've been in it for a long time, you're like, no, I have no idea. I don't know everything that's in my wallet. You kind of know what's in there, but do you know like the number, or do you know what's your number for this particular item that you may have, whether it's a Clonex or not? Just in case something goes south, at least you have some type of record of what you have. And I think that's one of those scenarios. Like I said, you hope that, and we're all hoping that nothing happens, because like literally we've all worked very hard to get what you have. But at the same time, with scammers being so smart at what they're doing. But Jess and I were talking about this even yesterday. I just got back in from flying back in. We were literally talking about, we're, as far as buying stuff and minting all these different things right now, we're just not doing it. And yes, it's going to probably make us miss out on some projects. But at the same time, until some of these security things can be figured out, if you have a big portfolio, it's like you're going to have to miss some of those things. It's just, sorry, find it, get it, and buy it a little later once you know it's secure. It's going to cost you a little bit more, but at the same time, I'd rather be safe than sorry in that aspect.
Definitely.
Okay, so, but again, make sure Opensea, make sure you're double checking your wallets and stuff like that, and before you're clicking on certain things. All right, so. And here's another one.
Yeah, that's one of the lawsuits. A Bored Ape owner files $1 million lawsuit against OpenSea over stolen NFT. We'll see if he prevails. There's some other things in the background going on. Of some people can file certain investigations, but you have to file a police report, and then another investigation, or your bank has to file it. So there are other things in the background going on. People now trying to get the money they owed for those, either the NFTs. They probably can't get the NFTs back, but at least the value of what the NFT could have been sold for, or current market value of to go repurchase one, if that's the choice that you're choosing to do. So there's going to be a lot of things that will through this year we're going to learn, especially with all these NFTs getting stolen, no matter which project you're part of. It's right now an OpenSea issue or a contract issue over there where scammers are figuring out how to, change sites, or and I can't even say it's OpenSea, literally like they're behind doing it. It's the scammers using their site to take advantage of a lot of people because of how the blockchain that is operating over there with you connecting your wallet. So some people are going to, like she's saying, every industry has fraud. So it's not going to be no difference over here. But what's going to be important to see is how you can actually recover those funds. And so people doing this will actually lead the way of showing us what's going to happen in the market. Is OpenSea going to be responsible? Is there going to be some type of insurance? Like what needs to happen to be able to protect yourself and your values?
Insurance is not a bad idea. Like, man, could you have insurance?
Yeah,
shoot. But like you look at this, and like I said, I know that this person was doing their lawsuit, but it's $250,000 that someone was able to steal. So I mean, again, we're talking about scammers. Are scammers going to be like, well, I'm going to try to get that $10 item, or am I going to try to get this $250 real quick and be gone?
And like sure she does not know that person. She that. Like it sounds like you said Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I have no. I don't even know who they are.
Right.
At all. But I'm just like $250,000. Like, wow. Just that scam. But and you look at the person who made that person. As far as they may not ever get that Bored Ape back. But at the same time, if this was someone who actually, y'all always hear me talk about people in the wallet need to have a job. If this particular Bored Ape had a job, whether it was doing advertising or anything like that, or in a movie, that could be capital that they could really stand to lose by not being able to keep their Bored Ape, especially if they've built a business completely around that particular item. So there's a lot to it as far as just saying, just try to figure out how to get the Bored Ape back. Yeah, if the person that bought it wants to give it back, you got to, and how are you going to figure out who that person is?
Well, yeah, because if you have losses, you're talking about airdrops. If there's future airdrops, like there's a lot of different losses that you have to take into account for that because of that. So it's a tricky situation. But I hope they get their money for it. I hope it
yeah.
Somebody needs to make sure, because I like I said, been in this space. You have the ledger, you have emails that can go wrong. You connecting to sites that can go wrong. So it's even safe enough to, if you have valuables like that and you don't want to put them in a ledger, put them in a wallet. You're not accessing or connecting to any type of doing any type of transactions on it anyway. So just protect yourself as much as you can, because out there it's a lot of people getting NFT stolen right now, and that hurts. I know you putting your investments in it and your time, and you really been part of a community that you feel you're part of, and then it goes like that. So yeah, hopefully this man succeeds in what he's going to do with this lawsuit.
Yeah, very good. Good. Okay, I know we talked about this before. How some of the soccer events and stadiums are, and even not just the soccer, but building these metaverse stadiums. Metaverse is, again, we keep talking about metaverse is here to stay. If you're not capitalizing on the aspect of either trying to buy some of these different lands within the metaverse, you're missing the boat. You're really, really missing it. But
Because at some points, they've been some people who've been playing different games and stuff. They've already been, interacting with it in a sense. But for the virtual land, and now that we're able to buy and be able to have access to, that's a whole different ball game. And so now, like you see with the soccer teams coming out and building their stadiums, and even with the partnerships that they have with Sony, they say that there's a 3-year partnership with Sony. So when you see that and the soccer brand connecting, them partnered with Sony, and then them having virtual land, you're like, okay, well, I'm going to watch out for that. And so, especially with the sports, NBA Top Shot, of course, started at this, and then all other sports have been slowly trickling in and coming into this space. So if you're a fan, especially Manchester City, and that's a team to definitely be out there watching and looking for. And if it's something that you're interested in, knowing that it's going to maybe possibly, it hasn't said they're going to sell it, the land or anything, but they're building it. I don't know what
I hope they sell some of it, but
you know what you'll be able to get from it, if the seats will match the seats at the actual state. I don't know yet, but it's a lot of things they can do with it. But keep an eye out for it, definitely.
Yeah. So, and I know soccer is just, and most of me like us and then in America think of football as regular football, but soccer is like super, super big for those of you who don't know in other parts of the world. So, very good opportunity on this one. Very good opportunity.
I'm waiting for the Monolith challenge to start, y'all, in the corner, just to see if it's the last day. I keep refreshing my page like, is the challenge started?
The challenge has started. The challenge has started. Messi has confirmed that the challenge has started for the Monolith. We didn't want to start off talking about Clone X and Monolith today, so we don't. Actually, it has not started yet, so we're still waiting for that. The Monolith.
It's 2/22/22. So we're trying to figure out if that means it's the last day of the challenge, or a new one starts tomorrow, or something activates today. So moving on back to this regular.
Back to what we're supposed to be talking about, because we can get way distracted right over there on that one. Okay, so this one was, when I saw this article, I was like, okay. I was like, what are they talking about? Who really created the Coinbase Super Bowl ad? Okay, this was really interesting. We were looking at this today when it came out. It was like, okay, Coinbase had, I guess what was said was like Coinbase came out and put a tweet about they were very excited about what they had created and stuff. But the actual people who said, well, I'm not saying that they said they did it, but they said they actually came in and put out a reply saying, it said in a reply to Armand Post Christian, advertising firm, the Martin Agency, claimed it was actually their agency that inspired the ad. However, saying it was actually inspired by a presentation our agency showed your team on 8. I was like, dog, she put like, I think it was she. I said, dog, she put the page number, the date. I was like, okay, are you not gonna give them credit? It still didn't sound like they gave them credit to me, because like she was like, your team on 8 pages 19 through 24 and 10-7 pages 11 through 18. It was like, keep documentations. This is what happened on this day. This is what happened on that day. And it all comes down to, as far as a QR code idea of who really came up with that particular idea. Coinbase was saying, they gave their credit to their team, but interesting of how even after Armstrong came back and replied of simply, he still never said the name that she was trying to.
He didn't want to give them no credit. He probably did need to going through with them signing, but they read the idea, so the idea was in their head, and they forgot about it and took credit for the idea, talking about, oh yeah, and still didn't say it was them.
My bad. I didn't say it, but I thought we were one team. It's like, but I think, but I'm like, okay, we one team, but did we get the money all together? We one team. Like, yeah, we could be one team, but at the same time, who got the money? That's not a team sport if only one person got the money. So that was, but interesting. But again, I think, as and I understand even businesses and, when because people come with you to all kind of ideas of what you can possibly do, and or who's going to get the credit of saying, okay, well, it was actually my idea. But when you got like on 818 pages 19 through 24, it kind of may sound like that they might need a little bit of the credit that's being put out there. Okay, and so I think sometimes when people are trying, it's not necessarily like, but if they're looking as a business to get their business going too, I would want the credit, especially if it was something that I brought up. What you saying, Jessica?
Oh no, that's right. That's true.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that 100%. Like you're saying, especially when the credit's due. If you put an idea out like that and it makes that much publicity and people are really,
Yeah.
really loved it and even broke the internet, you would definitely want your company's name to be put out there for being one of the people that thought of it, especially if you thought of it for the advertisement point of view. So definitely from a business perspective, I 100% agree.
Yeah. And then now it's a matter, now that she said that, now this particular person said this, as Christian said this, now are the big people going to say, well, okay, now we're going to block you, we can't never talk. That's unfair too, because like I said, I should just like give my business some credit too, so I can keep my money flowing. So, right, who's right or wrong? We don't know. We weren't at the meeting, but just thought it was a very interesting article of coming up of this being called out on Twitter. Okay, so very, very cool. Okay, quick update as far as on Splinterland. I know some of you guys may have some Splinterland, whether you have the lands or you've been buying the packs or something. I do know that they still have quite a few packs. I've not heard anything even as far as when they're going to have their next land sale. But in one day, 20 something hours, you can come on and get this. Jessica, who is it? Is it Waka?
Waka Fly.
It's a rapper.
It's a rapper.
Find out that.
They're gonna have cards, and then they'll have like the art that you can display that they have on the app. So two things, but you can just see more artists are coming in with some of the blockchain, get with some of these projects, and also putting their art on it, trying to make their stamp in the space, especially if the project is already out and been seemed to be doing well for whatever reason. So yeah, Waka Flocka is going to be doing an NFT on some of the cards, and like I said, one of them you'll be actually able to display in virtual reality, I believe, or an augmented reality. It gives a breakdown specifically.
So if you'd like to read some more on this particular thing, they actually had a couple videos of what they'll look like too. You definitely can go on but it's going to kind of keep you up to date as far as different things that are happening with Splinterland. So good to see that they're still trying to keep things moving. Okay, so that's going to be that. All right, let's move. Let me close some of these out. All right. This pump. But you know what? Okay, so let's just not just talk about
see Jake Paul. That's what I just. What?
Why you see that, Jessica?
He's all over the place. I don't know how much money he done made. I just want my card to sell. Then, if that's the case, I want my.
Can we get our original money back from the first? And I think that should be. And I know we laugh and we talk about all these things, but even like we just talked about Splinterland, of how they're trying to partner with some of these different, whether rapper, I don't care who you are, what celebrity you are. If you're not going to do anything for the project, but just put your name up there, stop partnering, because it really affects it makes the NFT market, for one. It can make it look like it is just a pump and dump. It is just a matter of putting different names of people on there just to try to get the project to move. But if they're not going to do nothing, they don't need to be on the doggone project.
Or better yet, if you see celebrities pump and dump certain stuff or pumping projects, especially some people's name in there, some people are just bouncing around. It's money to be made in this space. And, even with some influencers are going to pump and dump. If you don't know when to get in and get out of those projects, so you usually get lost in that pump and dump, and you get the dump. So don't be, if you can catch the pump, that's one thing, but don't be part of the dump, because a lot of them will do that. And so I don't know what they're going to actually do. Like I said, it's a class action lawsuit, but we'll see what's in there, what they can say. They stated, I don't know, because they tweet out stuff. I don't know if they tweeted out as financial advice or put in their disclaimer saying it's not financial advice. They may have done something wrong. It ain't no difference in any other industry. So we'll see how, like I said, a lot of lawsuits are going to happen this year, because people have been coming into the space literally to just do pump and dump projects. And when you're buying these projects and you don't know if people are out there or docs or nothing, you can get dumped a lot on. They go have 10 projects you never know was the same 10 people.
Yep. That's going to be the hard part. But so again, make sure I get people want to do both sides. They want to try to make some quick money, but sometimes you're buying they bought it at pennies or whatever it is, and then all of a sudden you buy in because you saw this big old wick come up, and then all you in this downtrend the rest of the time. But again, I know it's a part of crypto, and I think, like I said, I'm not in safe room to be like, okay, this particular thing, but it is a matter too, as far as sometimes most crypto will do that. They will go up, whether it's crypto or even some NFTs, they'll go up and then they'll come back down, find a good spot, and then they may continue to trend back up, which happens with a lot of the coins. But at the same time, if you're only going to use celebrities to try to get your project to move up, then no, that's not good. I really just don't like it. I think, again, it makes the NFT market looks like it's just one of those cash grabs. Okay. All right, so that's that article. Okay, the Denver Broncos one.
Yes. Former Cisco employee launches DAO to buy Denver Broncos. You've been seeing a lot of different DAOs come up trying to do different things in this space. This one is specifically talking about them trying to raise funds to buy the Denver Broncos NFL team. Some people have been able to raise quite a bit of money in the DAO space. So if you have a lot of fans or enough people, like I say, community is everything in this space. You get enough people in this community that believe in the same thing and come up with enough money to go out and actually try to attempt these things, because it's enough money in these spaces to do it, then this is what you're going to see. And they're going to be doing it. You've seen it with the golf course. You see it with the other ones that have recently come out. And you also see it with the Denver Broncos. And so sometimes you can own a piece of something you never thought that you could own a piece of. Maybe before you didn't think you could ever own a piece of a stadium or something. But now with DAOs, it's going to change the game of how what you can own, what businesses can be put out there, what businesses can be built. And so it's just it's really interesting to see how another DAO is coming out, and now they're trying to go for the Denver Broncos team.
Yeah, because I know the Green Bay Packers, their own. They've already been doing that aspect as far as the fans owning that particular one. But the Broncos, if for someone, when, like you said, if they can come in, I think an article talks about even coming in as low as $300 a share. I'm like, oh, okay, that's for someone who really likes that team. It's not a bad idea that you can go on and get it for $300 a share. But at the same time, I think it's a matter of and that's the Packers. But when you're thinking about how some of these DAOs, like you said, just are raising crazy money to do some crazy things. It's really, if you're creative enough. But the thing is, if you're gonna do something, do it the right way, and make sure you got your attorneys who are in there involved with you doing your different things. So that again, so that it's in black and white. I think that's very, very important when you're looking at some of these things and how some of these. I'm like, who gonna be selling when they start looking at them B words again? Like, okay, am I gonna go and sell this team or not, and then capitalize on this money? Who knows? They may not. But at the same time, at least it's an opportunity to have a potential chance of picking up something like that because of the cost. And again, that's not all on one person at that point.
And you need to make sure you're doing the research of who's trying to put that DAO together and stuff, because it's the same thing. People can rug pull any type of project, and the same thing comes with someone can rug pull a DAO. So some people are just getting ideas and not fulfilling them or able to execute them. So it's important to do that extra investigation. Says, yeah, this is great. Yeah, you would want to be part of it, but let's see. If they give a breakdown of what those funds are going to go to, and if they can execute it by whoever is part of that team. So definitely still do your research in those DAOs, unless you feel like $100 or $200 or something to just go and try and see. It is what it is, but definitely do your own research when you are looking at these projects.
Very good. All right, and Axie.
Yeah, Axie Infinity breaks $4 billion in NFT sales as the crypto gaming Metaverse draws in crowds. And of course, over there they have many things on the Axie Infinity, the games and the other items that you can buy, the breeding. So they have a lot of different ways that it is pulling in revenue and money, or streams of money for different people that are actually playing that game. You have people that are making millions over there. Honestly, because they may have bought in early to land, and they've been waiting and now that they sell it, and so it's and then playing it, or people getting teams to play it. So There's a lot of money in Axie Infinity and other games too that come out, but it's just showing $4 billion of sales in the NFT space. It's nothing to be playing with. It's a lot of money in this NFT space.
And I think again, we've talked about it many times, as far as some of these play to earn things are really changing a lot of people's lives. It may not necessarily be here in America, but at the same time in other countries, that they're making their wages. They're more than what they would make if they had a job. And so play to earn, we may look at it here like, oh man, I'm only going to make $20 a day or $150 a day. Okay, in a different country, that's a lot of money. that's sometimes people's weekly pay or monthly pay. So just depending on where they're at and who's playing these particular games, it is another way of them being able to do some things. And again, I always talk about,
Well,
I'm like,
even to add to that, if you're going to a younger generation, $50 a day of kids that don't be making no money is a lot for them. Yeah,
they don't making no money.
yeah, when you buying their lunches and everything, that's enough for them to make it through the week on something, or maybe at least $10 a day. So for certain age groups that go play that, that $50 a day is still money, and of course it could be a lot more than that, depending if you really go learn these games and learn the breeding and learn different things to them. That $50 still for a different generation of age group. That's paying for their lunch money and school things they want to do, or the pair of Jordans for the month or something.
Yep. I ain't gonna buy it. Be like, oh, you want that? You need to figure that out. I don't know what you're gonna do on that one.
That's right.
It is. I don't remember Miles in high school. I'm like, I don't think I gave him lunch money. Miles used to have candy business at school. Listen, if I wasn't supposed to have candy business, but it's out there. He had a candy business.
Yeah, Snickers and stuff. I used to do that, Milesy. I remember them days.
I don't think I gave him
all these candy bars.
Yeah, his whole high school. I was like, Lord, thank you. But my job was to go to Costco, pick up the candy. But again, then now you look at these things where kids, again, like you said, I think that's a good point where they can come in and make that kind of money. Because I mean, they playing the doggone sorry games, they ain't paying them nothing, and and they can't get the assets, they can't sell their swords, they can't sell the skins, they can't sell them in all the other games, but they just
can't make money. They don't have no ownership.
Make the money on the other side. So, but again, actually, still definitely doing some very good things. Okay, Blancos. Again, I think they're going to have another drop coming up in a day. So I think we talked about it. I think last week, Jessica, was it on Amazon? They had the Amazon. Y'all know my
Prime
story.
deal. That's right.
Yeah,
the Prime deal, you can go connect and claim certain. You get specific Blancos or specific items for doing the Amazon Prime, as long as you did merge it. And then they did start the marketplace where only certain items can be withdrawn from your wallet. If you're recently investing, a lot of those items aren't available, but there are select few that are able to be withdrawn. So this is going to be another NFT that will be coming out, the Guilty Gardener. It did not say, is it specific to how many or how long on that one?
It didn't. I don't think it didn't. I was trying to look at it. I thought it didn't give me any other information on that. I guess I could have looked in on the news part. Didn't look at that.
And a lot of people got to figure out for Broncos what they are. So we've been investing in this since they come out with the Founders Pack. And so some of these items will come in and be sold for a limited time. And some of them have a quantity account. And there's still a lot of work been going on in the background with Broncos. So if you do choose to see if the artist is somebody you're interested in, invested in, or wanting to keep that collection going, you can come grab a couple, or if it's your first time, you can come grab a couple. But some of the ones we did invest in, it's still going to be a longer term investment for us. It still isn't to its fullest potential in the block in this game yet.
Yep. So $119, $120. $119 is $120. So
that's the 3 of 3, the Gardener. Okay.
Yeah.
I think then you be like, do I already have 2? And then you be like,
have another part of the series? Yeah.
I think I already have. So
yeah. So this is gonna be so 1,266 of these. 120. All right, so that's that. But this drop is gonna be happening tomorrow. So make sure if you put this on your calendar, if this is one of the ones that you want to get, sitting there looking like okay. And then Keisha also goes off of sale tomorrow too. I think that one's going to end also tomorrow. Okay, so that's Broncos.
This is part of it. The especially Solana, they want to make sure
not especially. You
just it's been so. Listen, for a creative site, it's really good that you can go over there, create a website, and mint. Like they make it that you can do projects, especially like those 10,000 projects, like it's nothing. Create a website, go put a mint button on it, and anybody can create a project over there. So from a creator standpoint, you're excited. But when you're investing in these projects and they're doing rug pulls, it is not exciting. Like literally, they're only creating a website, creating the mint, and after that, they have plans to do nothing with you. They're not building out their virtual world. They're not donating to whatever charity they said they're going to donate to. None of those things are actually ever happening. So they're putting a policy in now that they're going to make you a doxing policy. They're going to make you say who you are, what you're doing, whatever. You have to put yourself out there. Because like I said, it's a lot of people, one person, let me say, 1 to 10 people probably out there that are majority controlling a lot of these NFT projects that everybody is running and jumping in. And so to protect you, they are going to put in this policy. That way the platform or Solana blockchain itself doesn't become negative looked at. There's a lot of people that's willing to invest in Solana. Even, you have different credit card companies and stuff doing the transactions, and fees are going to be low over there. So they want to make sure it's a good environment for the consumer. So some people may not like this, but if you're trying to put a project out over there, you're going to have to be doxxed. Period. Like, there's nothing else that can happen. It is to protect the people that are invested in the projects, because, like I said, there's so many projects over there that just literally came out, showed you a 3D picture, and never did anything else with it. And some are still building, so I don't want to knock those that are still building over there and actually doing right by it. But a lot of people have been going to, just like when Ethereum started, but now it's cheaper to go over to Solana and create a project. It's so cheap to go over there and make hundreds of thousands of dollars. So they're taking advantage of that.
And again, like you said, it can really make Solana look really bad if they don't get it handled, and all of what they've been working at can easily go. I know, and I think even some people, as far as I think even on people who use rarity tools, the same scenario. They're looking at some of the projects that are even being put on the counters. And what was it? It was one on Instagram when they got called out.
Oh, that NFT. It was the project NFT. They got called out, and then they got removed from another project because of that call out. They were supposed to be part of one of the 888 inner circles. But they got called out because they was literally like over there on Instagram. It was so easy. My daughter advertises over there with her Ethereum ETH that she does. And so they literally contacted her and was like, just send us your what you want. All you gotta do is pay us. Like, it was nothing behind you having to set it up. It would have been so easy for her to just create it and let them push the project out there, and it didn't have to have any type of real roadmap to it. They weren't requiring you anything. All they wanted was payment, and that was it. So when that happened, it's negative on the project, on the company, no matter what. And just coming over there, hey, I can go do a project. It doesn't have to be anything real. I don't have to prove anything to you. And you're going to advertise my project as it's official, throw it out there, and then you got hundreds of people buying the project, and it's no good.
Yeah. And I know it's I think we even have an article too talking about how people want it's, and I get the security aspect of it, as far as people not wanting to be put out there. Because I can see both sides of it. But at the same time, when you do start working with a ton of money, and especially if you're on the site like where a lot of the scams are being, and there's a lot of rug pulls that are happening, something has to be done, because you're now talking about not only just like not little money. We're not talking about $100,000 here. We're talking about several millions and millions of dollars that are being rug pulled. By the time you calculate all those together, if someone if I hop in this project, okay, I got rug pulled. All right, I hop in another project, I got rug pulled. That ordinary person that now lost $500 to $1,000, depending on what price range they got in on that particular, and also depending on the price of what Ethereum currently is at. So I get both sides. I get the protection aspect of it. And people in crypto, some people be like crazy. They'll be like, you can't be like, I don't mean to tell you I'm going out of town. I'm like, oh, you went out of town? Yeah, I'm back now. Let's talk about that part. But people who've literally had some problems, that have been high up in crypto, and as far as whether they're trying to go on vacation and different things, and just the security aspect of that, I get that aspect of trying to keep yourself secure. But at the same time, there's also a lot of these people who are doing projects like these that need to be called out on the carpet, because, like Jessica said, I think it's easy when you can come over here and make 10,000 things. Do the math. You start charging $100, $200, or $500 to $1,000. You made your money real quick, and then you've disappeared.
Well, and then even that they gonna be making royalties. Probably they got a 10% royalty on the project too, so they didn't disappear. And plus, go make royalties still from people coming in and not knowing it's a rug pull, and just coming in off activity or whatever. And so it's a lot of projects out there, but like if you don't know, 98 to 99% of them are gonna be done. Like, if you're not getting in and flipping them, some of them are literally a waste of money for you. Like, it's so many out there, but they're not really going to be here. And I can't even say in a month to 6 months. They're just going to be sitting in your wallet. And somebody can come back. That's the best thing about it. Somebody can revive that contract and do something and sign someone. So that's a good thing. But a lot of them are going to be sitting there for you. Hopefully you're not thinking of it as a long-term investment, because some of them are literally just was built to do nothing.
Yeah. And then you think of some of these scammers too who've gone in. That I don't care if it's a 5,000 project or 10,000. They might have even been willing to put some more additional money in to buy a big bulk of these ones that have dropped and instantly doubling their money. Another way of making money, So it looks like this particular project has sold out really fast, and now everybody instead of them being at 0.1, they're now at 0.3 or 0.4. They're making money that way too. So it's not even it's a snowball. But again, hopefully they can try to nip some of this. But at the same time, I get it. It's a hard one to nip. But at the same time, when they do see a problem, I'm glad that they're trying to address that problem. That's becoming bigger and bigger. Okay, FTX. The
crypto exchange FTX is launching the gaming unit to drive token adoption. So everybody's trying to be ahead, especially with gaming. Gaming is gonna mass adoption. If you get those billions of users, they're already there. Just bring them over to a different, technology. Try to make sense of it to them about the ownership and making money of your own games and playing to earn to get, money while you're actually spending your time in these games. And so once that education barrier is there and people aren't getting mad because someone's dropping an NFT, as long as it's not a pump and dump or an NFT that really holds no value or no utility, then, you're not going to get upset. So this is going to be coming out. They're going to be having their own unit to this to make sure that the token is able to be pushed, showing you also they're going to be coming into this space and be ready and geared up because gaming, the blockchain side of it, the play to earn, that's going to be a whole nother beast. Mm-hmm. They're going to be making billions, if not trillions of dollars in that space, especially once they can get that mass adoption of people. So the projects that are getting ready for this are acquiring like GameStop and everything, excuse me, will be ready, especially what's about to come. A lot of developers, people are going to be leaving the projects of just developing these basic games that they have no right to really put their own really creativity into it. And you're going to see a lot of different games being created also, not just those regular games. It's going to, you're thinking about games that's with the console. Now, when you let creators be able to create those games and blockchain attached to that, it's going to be a whole nother beast. Nobody can imagine how much money is actually going to be to come with that.
So we are launching FTX Gaming because we see games as an exciting use case for crypto. No, it's money. Because think about it. They're gonna sell you the crypto and make some money that way. You're gonna need the crypto to buy something else in the end. They're gonna sell you that crypto. It's never ending. It's a never ending cycle of money. And if you want to play the game, you need crypto to play the game. Yeah. So you buy and sell over there. They make a little money over there. They also make money with you buying and selling assets in the game. It's a genius move. That's how I see. I'm like, okay, yeah, y'all trying to get the forever money. And then as crypto go up and down, they obviously probably have quite a bit of it already at a lower price anyway. But still, it's just continuous money when they're running these plays. Continuous. So that's going to be that part. Good stuff. Okay, Snoop Dogg is going to be having his launch is today for his avatars. So depending on which avatar you may get, remember, I will say this, and I think for right now, it is the whitelist aspect as far as if you own one of the other particular items already, which are going to be down, where are they at? I know they're on here. One of these different passes, if you own one of his passes, you will automatically have access to, you're already on the whitelist access. Okay, so there's that one. It also says the same thing on this one. Okay. So this will be happening for those who own those particular items. You can definitely go on and claim these today. You're gonna pay for them, but you can still claim them.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't be like, you said I can claim them. No, you can claim them and pay for them when it with the price. And I don't think
it's like 150 sand.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, so you're going to pay. So don't be like you had said I got. No, I didn't say you got it for free. And then I think whatever is going to be left, which is not going to be a lot of them. There will be another public sale aspect of that. Okay. All right. So that's going to be able to check. Remember that. Okay. And this was I think we talked about this just a little earlier, even Jessica, as far as, people who are trying to stay behind the scene of not being put out there.
And people put them out there. there was an article. People have been put somebody else out there like they didn't want to be known because that goes to the crypto
That was
side of
wisdom.
it. Yeah, that goes
Yeah,
to the
that
crypto
does
side.
things.
You're able to not be known, but when you're in projects and stuff, somebody might put you out there if you haven't put yourself
Mhm.
out there already. And so, I don't know if they had everything in place to be put out there, or they didn't want to be put out there on that account. Who knows where they live? You don't know where they live.
Yeah,
Shoot,
big
they might not
time,
be
a
in the
real
right part of the
name.
town for somebody to know.
Mhm.
They do.
Mhm.
They might, some people haven't cashed out on their board dates, but no, but the creator and stuff, of course, have made the money. But still, if you didn't want to be put out there, you didn't want to be put out there. Some people make it that they want you to be put out there, but hey,
And I think
teach
and
their
like I
own.
said, some people were like, "Hey, you're talking about." It's not like they were talking about $1 million. And like I said, I get it. Both of us, we have the crazy side of us in crypto. But like, well, I don't want anybody to know my business, but it's like it's on the blockchain. You can't like hide it. You can't say like you own all these items and then they're like, what's your wallet name? You're like, well, really, it's and I really don't. You can't do that, in the crypto space. But you look at this part again, just the security aspect. Again, I see that side, but then to me in the article, they're kind of talking about how the regular world normally does things as far as everything being out there. But you're going to have the crazy crypto people who are like, well, we don't want everybody to know. And that's why we're doing crypto. We don't want everybody to know everything about us. So it's a touchy feely one. I'm not going to say whatever is. You could stay on your side. You got a right to be on your side. If you're on the other side, you got a right to be on that side too. So again, but you're talking about it is over 5 billion. They're trying to have their thing saying is that it's worth at least a 5 billion for fun. Like, you're talking about billions of dollars again. Most people gonna want to know who you are.
Yeah.
Like that part. You ask me
But
what's funny,
yes,
I'm like, oh yeah.
because they were like, yeah, mainstream coming into it. They most the corporations and all that want to know everything. Man, it's
Mm-hmm.
not something they don't want to know. And then you want them to do a partnership with you, or you want to do a brand. Like they have to know that. And so, yeah, it's going to be either someone else is going to find out who you are, or unless you just literally on Twitter never used your name, never had a tweet out about any type of connection. There are people that definitely can do that, but if you slipped up in any way, somebody go
They
find
gonna, you know what? But the crazy part, when the drop something happens, and it's like I don't even know how all these people can find out all this information. But but they're really some very very smart people in crypto. They will break it down on Twitter, but like, okay, on this date, you transferred this from the address. I think the guy from Opensea that happened to. They were like, this you bought here, you bought here. They break everything
It's
down
too easy to track you.
and give you pictures. And I'm like, you can't be like, well, that really wasn't me. You're like, no, that was really, really you.
Yeah. Saying you own an item, you're tracked.
Yep.
Just
So that's really, 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 really interesting. So again, make sure, as far as if you are looking at getting into this aspect and you don't want to really be known, you might not want to create an NFT. I'm just saying, just saying, or you might want to stay in the background a little bit further. Okay, so that's gonna be that. All right, and now let's talk about the money people over here.
yes, the quest. I'm waiting. Everybody's been waiting. We
The
know we've
one
all
that
been.
I think we talked about this on call last night. I was like, look, I ain't got one answer right. Not
Yeah,
one.
I don't even. I
Y'all
definitely
wouldn't
would
have
not
y'all
follow her to
depending on
find
me
out
to
if she
solve
knew
the
one. I would
if
not.
y'all would depend on me to solve the monolith quiz and all these things, we would still be on day one. Let's be real clear. I'm like, I
Yeah,
can't figure out
I'll
the
be in
numbers.
my spaces with the rest of the community, and then I'll be like,
There are
it's a
some
lot
genius.
going on for the question. And so, if people have been following, you have the monolith yourself, and you may not be doing the question. Different things are changing with it. The sound, the lightning bolts, not even lightning bolts, streaming through them, the lights that's actually coming out. One looked like a blue. They all started at a different point, with solid black. And so there's another quest today, and we're hoping it may not even be the last quest. But there is one that will end today for the final one. So not the final one, so I shouldn't say. So everybody's been waiting to see what this monolith is going to create, what's going to come out of it. They do give you the option that you don't have to reveal what's going to come out of it, just like the clone files, you can leave it unrevealed. And the value of those are like almost like 10 ETH higher than the CloneX. So there can be a lot more. If you don't reveal your monolith, it can have a higher value of resale in the end. Truthfully, if you're looking to hold them. So especially since it's Nike's first NFT, you do not know what it's going to produce, and you know some of the stuff they're saying for next year that's going to be happening, and how many Clonex and stuff are going to be coming out. We would just say, hopefully you can hold out. If not, we know money is good. To a lot of the airdrops and stuff you get is money that you can definitely cash out on, and definitely to each their own on that. Life is life. But yeah, we're waiting for the next Monolith challenge to start today. Don't know if it's going to be another one started after today, or if it's going to activate and we actually be told to do something. But we will be updated with some more information on that. And then, as you see, this is one of the tweets from one of the co-founders, and it's going in regards to the pod ecosystem. Basically, one of the biggest things also that we say in here it's talking about the chapter 2, and it's how they were going to start working with the collabs and projects that they've been dreaming of. And so a lot of that is making us excited. I don't know who they've been dreaming of. I'm excited for whoever they've been dreaming of. I know they've been on the right path. They ain't led me wrong. And so, I'm waiting to see exactly who those collabs are. If that's, partners, brands, whoever it is, Metaverse. I don't know what I don't think it's Metaverses. I shouldn't say that, because they're wanting us to create our own ecosystem and build out from the inside out. So, but it's exciting. A lot of stuff, still speculations with different things. So if you are doing a lot of research or watching the space, you can see a lot of people are trying to connect the dots, even with these monolith challenges. I know they can be tiring sometimes, but sometimes you just sit there and listen. But
I have not got one answer right. I'm like, and then they'll if you're listening, they'll be like, oh, and they found the answer to this, and I'm like, how? And then they said, go to the website and click. I'm like, what website?
If you solve it, a lot of the ones have been used to go back to an old tweet or something about to solve the quest. So if you've been watching and following, have came up with how to do these puzzles and break them down. I was like, man, I don't know who's creating these challenges, but
who did they go to?
Yeah, who did they go to?
The college I went to, I was like, dog, do y'all got? I don't even think. I'm like, if y'all whatever college you were at, you messed up the grading curve. Let's just say that, because they are geniuses. I'm sitting there like, I don't even understand how they even could calculate and figure out that aspect of it. But
how they even got that to get that? How they get the dice under the pod to go get the to overlap it to get this? Yeah, I'll be like, I don't know how some of them got some of that stuff. But thank you.
Thank you, whoever you are. I'm gonna look at the camera. Thank you. We really do appreciate all that you're doing for the community. We are here to support you, but we just don't know where to start.
That's right.
But even the month, I know some of the spaces and stuff, as far as putting your different artwork up. That's actually been pretty fun. How you can go in and design your different aspects of the artwork that you may have in your wall. But that, to me, I do like that aspect of it. Sometimes when I've been sitting there like, dog, okay, I can put that picture there. Then you got to rearrange because you didn't like the way that picture looked on your wall. But it's really fun. So at least to me, I feel like at least you have another spot that you can if you wanted to have your stuff to where you could, not necessarily even if you're an artist, as far as advertising, or if that's something where a way for you to be able to sell some of your NFT stuff that you may have designed. There's so much opportunity if you capitalize on it, on how you can use these the monoliths and all the other different pod things that you have. It's going to be great.
It really is. They even talk about with the space pods, how some of those things can actually become in real life. So everybody's like, well, what do you mean? Hold on. You're saying it may start off with a pod, but eventually it can be in real life. And I was like, well, in which way? Is it going to be some type of build out of land? Is it the store? Is it going to be able that you can sell some of your stuff in there? So there's been a lot of stuff that's been said, and a lot of things that are going to happen with these projects. And everybody's really waiting for that anticipation for the next thing. But it's kind of like when one thing ends, another one's coming. So it's going to be another anticipation for the next things. But they've proven every time there's something that there's going to be done, they've proven that they execute it. And they especially have their community behind them. Like, that's one of the strongest things I've noticed with this. The community is 100% behind this project. And especially what they know in the space, coming from crypto, being in NFTs, now also being acquired by Nike, and have that branding to that mass adoption. It's like an A team. So I'm like, I go beyond that. It's a phenomenal team if you're invested in the Artifact team. So I don't know them, but all the I've done to them, they've proven to me. I don't know one of them.
I don't know one of them either, but I'm glad
let me down.
We did that the last week. We did the example of how much this airdrop, how much this airdrop was worth, how much this airdrop was worth, how much this It's like it's mind blowing.
All free airdrops.
All free airdrops.
A whole row.
And the Clone X's have been out since December for less than what? No, now has it been? It's actually been 2 months now. So
we don't know the rest of the collabs or nothing yet. I can't wait. I'm just waiting. I'm selling anything but artifact.
Yeah, right now. Anything but artifact. Man. So make sure you guys try to be in the community, as far as the Discord, trying to help solve, or Discord or even Twitter. I don't care which one you're on, trying to solve this new one. But I'm gonna let you know, I'm gonna listen, but I probably won't be there to help you solve it. It's not gonna happen. So, okay, I don't know.
It started 9 minutes ago. I didn't even see it.
Oh, so they did start. Good stuff.
Yes,
that's perfect timing.
Might as well go. Yes,
this particular thing has. So the current price is 5.5 right now. 5.67 actually. Let's see here. So the monoliths, 14,000, and that's, remember, ETH is down right now. So if ETH goes back,
you go down to quantity 2. What's the next single? Is it still about the same?
5.6. No, that's 5.68.
Okay.
Okay, so that's someone trying to sell 2.
Yeah, and hopefully, like I say, when ETH go up, that price goes the same thing. I mean, ETH goes up, and then if ETH goes back to $4,000 times the 5, so
this person has quite a few. So there's 2, another
this person
2.
Has quite a few.
I'm like, who? That's I can
some
count.
Of them over there got, if you go to the owners, they got, some of them got some major ones. Some of them real happy for a long time.
Let's see here. So 4. Okay, so he still must have sold 2 of those. Okay, and then this is just
business out there.
I don't know who this person is. They only have 1. No, but check out the board 8. That's 235 ETH. Doggy. That's
2 days. They're trying to put some pressure on you.
Yeah, 2 days left. You got lazy lion in it. Wow, that's good stuff though. Love to see it. Love to see that. Okay. So again, that is what we have for you all today. Oh, someone asked about 888 in the chat too. I think their current price on 888 is a little bit above at 0.79. I think is what 888 is currently. A little over $2,000. So depending on what price range you got in, you still should be able to, if you want to get out of that particular project. I think we talked about that last week too, Jessica. 888 was doing some very, very, very good things. And then I think people who were looking at having to sell 3 of these 888 Genesis, in order to get the next level thing they had, it was like the calculations didn't make. Well, again,
even if it might be worth it, it didn't make sense for them to have to do the 15,000. Even in the end, what they got would probably definitely produce that. They just, in their mind, it was too much shock. So they're like 15,000. I gotta burn 3. Hold on. Now you're talking, instead of sell 3, I gotta burn 3 for something.
Yeah,
and I don't know how much work that really is gonna have. So yeah, it's now the project has to recover, and so especially what it has with its realm and stuff. Some of those projects are separate from the 888 Inner Circle. You may get early access or even airdrops from a different type of project. But yeah, if you feel like you still want to be invested, it's still so early that if you can look out for it. If you want to come in and make an entry point, you can make an entry point, or you can watch the project still. But yeah, definitely that's kind of why the price has taken a hit in the last week. But they got a lot of different things in the works, different projects, different realms. And so that none of that has gotten started. But those things aren't connected. You can also go buy the realm separately if you want a specific realm on there with 888. But definitely a lot of things coming with it.
Definitely. So again, once again, thank you all for hopping on with us. Remember, if you do have friends and family, please send them over to whatsnfts.com. That is going to be, let me just grab it over here. Let me put it up. If you send them over to here's our free Facebook group. I don't know who that is. Okay. On our free Facebook group, make sure, you're coming over here. We put information out here pretty much throughout the day. Just whether it's news articles, the projects that we may have looked at getting into, or even projects that we have that we're currently getting into. So make sure you're over here. Send your friends and family. It's our free aspect of what we have. Whatsnfts.com. Send them there. Help, and like I said, you can even feel free to go there anytime if you'd like to get some more information about NFTs. And we do also have our YouTube channel too, so you can follow us there. You can follow us also on our Twitter page. So once again, thank you all so much for hopping on with us today. Hopefully you got some value out of today. And then we will see you all on our next call. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day.
Yes, have a great one.